Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This Thursday we know what's happening. Leg 2, Celtic, Zenit St Petersburg. We're away, we're flying over to Russia to take on Zenit in the Europa League once again after the success of last week. Beating them 1-0 at Parkhead, a fantastic result. If you want me to talk more about that game and you want to hear my opinions from that game and you've not already seen it, you know what to do. Go back and watch the match review of that game. Ultimately, it was a very good game to review. I felt like we've done very, very well and we've left ourselves in a positive position heading in to the game on Thursday, which is an earlier kick-off, remember. Remember, you want to be able to see it. It's an early kick-off. It's something, what is it, like 5 o'clock, half 4? I don't even know the fucking time. I just know it's earlier. But we take on Zenit again on Thursday. We take a 1-0 lead over there after Callum McGregor managed to finally break the deadlock in the game last Thursday. And a game I'm all feeling confident for, despite the poor performance at the weekend against St Johnstone. At the end of the day, the performance against St Johnstone, we made 7 changes. And ultimately, it was a game where the players who did go into it playing after Thursday night were exhausted. It was an exhausting game on Thursday. We chased the game. We applied pressure. We were doing a lot of running coverage of the park. So, you know, it was a very knackering game on Thursday. And we had to go into that game on Sunday with a very much rotated team. And a team that was really set out to protect the players that we need for this Thursday's game against Zenit in Russia. By no means it's going to be easy. I said last week that this is our biggest game of the season. Well, it's changed because now this week is our biggest game of the season. When the last 32 was drawn, I said, you know what? We've got as far as I expect this to get this season. I'm happy with this, I'll take it. But now that we have this in our hands, and it's very easy for us to go and lose on Thursday by 2-3 goals. So I'm not expecting the team to go over, blow us out the park. It's not a 100% expectation for me that we should be going through on Thursday. But now that we have that advantage in our hands, I would love to capitalise on it. And I would love to see us go further in the Europa League, get into the last 16, and show we do have presence on the European stage. Not just... We're not there to make up the numbers, that we do genuinely have a presence and we can shut the people who doubt us up, ultimately, because Zenit St Petersburg are a massive team with a lot of money who are doing well, second in their division. They were the best performing club in the group stage of the Europa League. They're not an easy team, and Celtic managed to put in a fantastic performance last Thursday, and we just need to hope for more of the same this Thursday. I hope we take a lot of our performance from Thursday and apply it into this game. Zenit still hopefully will be as rusty and be as green to the game as they looked as they were on Thursday. Obviously coming back from a long break of competitive football, it was a shock to them. I think they did look poor, and hopefully that will stay the same on Thursday. I doubt it they will want to go for the game ultimately. I think they will play a lot like how we played on Thursday. They'll chase the game, they'll be covering a lot of the park, they'll be very urgent, they need goals. But the simple fact is, and the fact that I think we should follow here, is if we score 1, they need to score 3. And I firmly believe after the performance last Thursday that our defence is capable of keeping out 3 goals throughout the game if we manage to score 1. Now I say that, and we went to Astana after winning 5-0 and we nearly gubbed it by conceding 3. So, you know, you never know with Celtic. It really is a wild scenario sometimes that we find ourselves in. But if we play anywhere near as good defensively as we did last Thursday, I'm very confident we can see this game through and we can get through to the last 16 of the Europa League. Fielding the same team for me is the wise thing to do. I thought the tactics were spot on, but ultimately Brendan Rodgers is going to change it for this game on Thursday, I think. Maybe not so much the players, but the way we play. We're not going to play the same urgent attacking type football as we did. We are going there to protect a 1-0 lead. We don't want to lose that as quickly as possible. We're going to be a lot more defensively sound and structured, playing a lot of defensive football, trying to, you know, maybe keep the ball, but nowhere near as much as we did on Thursday. And I think that's a plain and simple fact. We're going to see that from Celtic. We're going to see a lot of being on the back foot, having to soak up Zenit attack after attack, and hopefully the defence just does its job really well. But we need to take chances. That is like the main takeaway, and that's an obvious thing to say, of course, but we cannot get these, you know, counter-attacks set off and have, you know, Dembele at the end of it skying it over the bar, golden opportunities, or Masson, or McGregor, or anyone else. We need to take our chances as we get them, because I think it's going to be a game for very limited chances ultimately. As I said, I think we're going to be on the back pedal a lot of this game, watching Zenit, you know, try and work their way to scoring a goal. Ultimately, that's just how it's going to go down, is they're the one chasing the game. Not us. We're in a 1-0 up position. We are in the positive place. whereas Zenit really do need to prove something after a poor performance. They've got a sold-out crowd. Their atmosphere is going to be great, so now they have the 12th man advantage as well. Once again, we just need to sit back, soak that in, and hopefully we don't mess up a lot. It's very easy in these sorts of games for us to go and make defensive errors, but as I said, if we play anywhere near as good defensively, we do stand every single chance. Ultimately, I'm not going to be disappointed if we don't go through on Thursday. I think we have had a magnificent season. We have got to exactly where we want to be, and it would be a lovely bonus for us to get through to the last 16 and even to see us go further. But at the end of the day, realistically, it was European football after Christmas we wanted, and it was European football after Christmas we got. On the pitch on Thursday, I hope to see the same team, I hope to see the same dynamics, and I hope to see the same link-up and such. It was great last Thursday. The three in the middle were the highlight of the game for me. Abui, Cham and Brown. All three of them man of the match contenders. Brown doing what he always does. Abui and Cham were so vital to the game. And Cham and Abui took the role of playing centre mids. But you've seen them drift out wide. They alternated. Playing that kind of role where they would cover for the missing Sinclair. There was no left winger. And then Cham and Abui done that switching about, and they took on those roles, and they done it perfectly. I would love to see more of that. I would love to see those same players start the game and give as equal a performance. But they were vital last Thursday. Make them as vital. Defensively and offensively. We need them to play their absolute best, and we need them to replicate that performance from Thursday night. Zenit have very dangerous players, you know that. They can make dangerous chances easily. We need to be aware. None of this, we can't turn off for like 1 second. That's what costs Celtic a lot of the time. We see it in European games. We play very well, but as the prime example is Bayern Munich. It's that one second of complacency, that 1 minute they switch off, and then we're struck, and we're left, you know, with fucking egg on our face. Because of one stupid wee second of mislaps of concentration. That's what costs it. The team prediction, I don't really think there's going to be any changes. De Vries is going to stay in goals. Lustig's going to stay at right back. Ion Simunovic, Kieran Tierney, Brown and Cham Abui, that's who I want to see. And I think that's who I think we'll see as well. And I think it'll be McGregor, Dembele and Forrest once again. McGregor also doing well in that role of, you know, supplementing the fullbacks and helping them out by getting wide. The tactics were just spot on last Thursday, and it needs to be replicated this Thursday, ultimately, for us to go through. It's a very tough game, though, a very tough ask at the end of the day, but this is now the biggest game of the season, and a game we'll be all watching. Why did I say watching? So weird there. Watching with eager eyes, to say the least, because I certainly will be. And it's a game I more than certainly look forward to. But we need to be aware. Awareness is the key thing for this game. Just none of this complacency at the back. None of this turning off for a second, as I've said. We need to stay alert. We need to stay on top of concentration. And if Brown is as good a leader as he was Thursday in every European game, I have no doubt that he'll make sure the defence stays alert and the manager keeps the defence alert. I don't want to go in with doubt. Last week I said I want to go in with ambition, but I feel like I'm going in with doubt. This week I feel like I'm certainly going in with more ambition after the performance of last Thursday. But once again, you never know what way it's going to go. For my score prediction, I think we're going... Do you know what? I hope we go through. I don't know. I don't want to jinx anything. So do you know what? I'm going to stick for a 0-0. Hopefully a solid defensive performance. We'll see us concede nothing. And I think it might be quite stale going forward. So I'm going to go for a 0-0. Yes, not the most exciting of results. But at the end of the day, it would send us through to the last 16. And ultimately, that's what me and every other Celtic fan wants. So I'm going to stick with a 0-0 prediction. I don't think that is too far of a cry. But we need big games. Dembele, get those boots sorted, get us some goals. He needs to be the man delivering at the end, getting that final product, because at the end of the day, he can be the difference maker, and these chances need to be taken. Anyway, that about does it for this video. A very big game, as I can't stress that enough. But I'm proud of where Celtic have got so far this season in Europe, and a very memorable game last Thursday leaves me satisfied. Just don't want embarrassed or anything like that. That would be the worst thing in the world. So, yes, we'll see how it goes. Make sure you like and subscribe, etc., etc. We are at, nearly 10.4k. Try to get 10k as many as possible. Nearly a k on Twitter as well. So make sure to follow at Ryan Stephen F. And hopefully all goes well this Thursday. I will probably have my match review up on Thursday night. Of course, no vlog. I'm not going to Russia, sadly. Although I wish I was. But what can you do? Hopefully things go well though. That's all I ask. Brendan, do it for me. Until next time though, I'll see you all later.